Good day. This presentation aims to demonstrate how to install and access the free, open-source business applications offered as a bonus with the custom billing server. Please note that it is extremely important to always know the specific IP address of your web server, and ideally, this IP address should remain static at all times. We will cover two network configuration options using VirtualBox, starting with the scenario of connecting to the host-only adapter interface, which allows the host machine to act as a client machine of the server. See the on-screen notes for the steps to follow. We will therefore begin by confirming the MAC and IP addressing of the host-only adapter interface. Next, we will modify the hosts file of the client machine, in order to update the local DNS, so that the client machine is directed to the server using the billing application's host name, which is localbilling.com. (192.168.56.100) localbilling.com. We will now access the billing application via its host name, https://localbilling.com. SSL/TLS certificates are self-signed and only valid for connections to the internal network. The browser warnings can be ignored in this particular case. Before installing the bonus applications, however, you must ensure you have a valid custom billing server license key. Then, we will go to the bonus apps page. Note that the custom billing server includes a bunch of select useful, free, and open source business applications offered as a bonus. This server is primarily intended for local and internal business use. These bonus applications can be installed with a single click, and will host your business data locally and securely. So, we can simply click to install each desired open source business application and wait a short while for the process to complete. Once each desired application is installed, note that the tooltips may provide relevant information specific to the configuration or use of each application. We will now proceed with Anoder DNS update, to direct any client machine that can contact the server to the IP address corresponding to the host name of the installed application. This can be done by either adding an entry to a private DNS server, or by modifying the hosts file of a client machine. We will therefore modify the hosts file of our host machine once again, which is also the server's client machine. Finally, we can access each business application via its host name saved in the billing application, using a web browser. This is a strictly local connection that does not require internet access to function. This concludes our first scenario. As for the second scenario, we will use the bridged adapter interface, which will allow us to connect directly to the local router and make the server accessible to any other machine connected to the same local router, or via the internet, if desired. We will therefore proceed with similar steps. Confirm the MAC and IP addressing of the bridged adapter interface and note the IP address assigned by the local router's DHCP server. Note that for this scenario, it is important to reserve this IP address in the local router's DHCP server, to prevent it from ever changing randomly. Taking this new network into account, we will again perform a DNS update to indicate the IP address path to the server for all client machines connected to the local area network. Since our client machine is also connected to the same local area network, we will simply modify its hosts file to specify the path to the server for each installed application. Finally, we could also access each business application, via its host name saved in the billing application, from a web browser. This is once again, a strictly local connection that doesn't require an internet connection to function, but this second scenario would be useful, if you wanted to configure remote access to any business applications via domain name, along with additional server and network settings. SSL/TLS certificates are self-signed and only valid for connections to the internal network. Any browser warnings about a secure connection again, can be ignored in this particular case. This concludes our second scenario and this presentation. Thank you for your attention, and have a good day.